What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Pearl Media. In today's episode, we're diving into a Kevin Samuels video, and I'll be giving you my raw, unfiltered reaction. You already know it's about to get real, so let's get into it.
Hi, it's a nurse. Uh-oh.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Uh-oh. Got a nurse on here. How old are you?
36.
So, you had a question, or we talking about is it time to start expanding options?
Good question. I think I'm just gonna go for the question.
Okay, go ahead. What is it?
I kind of related to the one girl you had before. It's been about 4 years since I broke up with my kid's father. I have an 8-year-old, and I haven't been able to open up due to trauma. So it kind of makes sense. I don't want to go dating because I don't want to waste the guy's time if I knew I wasn't ready. So fast forward, I just met a guy and we instantly connected. And I've known him. Well, I didn't know him, but I went to school with his brother. So that's how I know him. So we connected and chemistry, attraction. I mean, insane.
What? What's the issue?
But there's a big but. He's not emotionally ready because he still lives with his baby mama, has 2 kids, but they've been disconnected for 6 months.
Stop right now.
I know.
He lives where?
They share a house. It's under their name, so he can't leave because that'll be a huge...
What does he do for a living?
He's a trucker.
Over the road? Does he drive locally or does he long haul?
Locally.
They share a house.
They share a house under both their names. They have 2 kids. So I think the struggle with him is he can't fathom to not be with his kids daily. That's his number one. And number 2 is sharing the house.
Why would you go into a relationship with somebody who has absolutely no vacancies for you?
Relationship just as far as like just dealing with him? Because we're not together, obviously.
I mean, you're on this call right now asking me about him, so you care.
Mm-hmm.
See, one thing we have to stop doing is acting like you can put a fence around your feelings. If you didn't care about this guy, you would go on about your business. You wouldn't be here. You care. You care
Very
about
true.
something that cannot work. He lives with his baby mama. That's dead end right there. There's no possibility.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think
all the other story you're just telling is just a way to justify what you've already decided. I like him. All right. This is why you don't pick people based on emotions.
that's the battle I've been having.
But you said you didn't get into a relationship because have you had any therapy yourself?
Mm-hmm.
How long?
Ever since the breakup, so about 4 years.
Are you still in therapy?
I see her not often. Before it was like weekly and then monthly. So now it's just kind of like
4 years. Was there any kind of clinical diagnosis, or was just dealing with the relationship trauma?
dealing with the relationship trauma.
You're supposed to graduate from therapy and be in a healthy place to move on. If therapy is effective,
it has been.
then why would you pick something? Then I'm gonna challenge that, man. If your therapy was effective, you wouldn't be picking the person you were talking about online right now. If you had a higher sense of self-esteem and thought you deserved something that was worth your time, you wouldn't be picking a man who's living with a woman who didn't marry her. They got 2 kids. It's like saying I'm hungry and I serve you a plate of crap.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna eat it? You're hungry? No, but you think you deserve something other than that.
I think where I I think I focused too much on the fact that meeting him, I was able to open up and I became vulnerable. And it's exactly what I want to feel when I meet the right person.
So I don't care about feelings. You ladies
Okay.
you make decisions based on your feelings, and you tend to make wrong-headed decisions. You mean you haven't met anybody who has morals, character, and emotional availability and is ready for a relationship?
Well, I never put myself out there either because I didn't want to waste anyone's time.
But you said you went through therapy and you're okay. So, see.
But I think I just wasn't ready. I was, even though I went to therapy, I don't think I was right. My heart wasn't open. Like no one was able to do that for me.
Then your therapist was crap. Because if you went in for 4 years and your heart ain't open and you're still doing this, then what's the point? Therapy is supposed to be. Are you a nurse?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anybody who still has an open wound from 4 years ago that you treated?
That's a great question. No.
Because the treatment worked.
Right.
You're walking around as an open wound. And all you decided to do was get with somebody who's going to infect you.
Good way to put it.
I know. That's why they pay me the big bucks.
That's why I started watching you. And I labeled myself a 6.
Seriously, though, you understand that you're walking around still wounded.
Mm-hmm.
Just because this person had a good bedside manner and you feel like I could share something with him, you attract what you are. And if you attract something like that while you're wounded, that means he's equally wounded. Back to therapy with somebody who's actually going to tell you the truth. Was your therapist a female?
Yes.
Get a male therapist, somebody who's going to tell you the truth. Not somebody who's going to...
Really? Okay. I will do that.
You might have female therapists hate me because I tell the truth. Look, women tend to want to coddle. I'm trying to get a better outcome, and a better outcome is to tell you what you had obviously didn't work, and we can judge based upon the choices you're making and the outcomes it's getting. So pick a therapist that's actually going to make you, challenge you, just like this. Matter of fact, you were in therapy for 4 years. Did you pay? Was it on insurance or did you pay out of network?
Pay out of pocket.
Okay. About how much of that? How much was each session?
How much was what?
Each session.
Each session? It went from $100, but since it's been a while, I pay $70 a session.
How many times a month did you go?
In the beginning, it was weekly because I was really hurting, and then now I just see her like maybe it's probably been like twice or 3 times, not even twice a year.
If it was weekly for at least, so that's at least 50 weeks. So $100, that was $5,000. Okay.
Not for the whole year, but in the beginning.
I'll just cut it in half.
Okay.
$2,500, and then over 4 years, that's $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
I've given you more help in 15 minutes. Give me $10,000. So when people tell me I'm not worth anything, I save you that $10,000. And have you gotten more assistance out of this or the last 4 years?
Yeah, within 10 minutes.
I'm good because there you go, 10 grand. I want you to get better. So you need somebody who's going to not want to keep you going for 4 years. You need somebody who want to get your ass out of there in 3 to 6 months. If your personal trainer is bringing you pizza and donuts, fire your personal trainer.
Okay.
All right?
Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Who, this one right here? A walking red flag convention. Kevin didn't even have to go full throttle on this one. The situation spoke for itself. She's 36, not 22, not fresh out of college, 36, and she's knowingly entertaining a man who still lives under the same roof as the woman he had a child with. Think about that for a second. This man shares a home with his ex and their child, and she's out here expecting clarity, commitment, and high value outcomes from that situation. Let's be for real. Kevin didn't even break a sweat before dropping one of the rawest truths of the night. You're not his woman. You're a placeholder, and you know it. And the crazy part, she didn't deny it. She tried to justify it, the usual script. Oh, he says they're done. We're working through it. He's just there for the kid. But Kevin cut through the noise and said what needed to be said. Men don't stay with exes unless there's still access. And that silence after said everything. Deep down, she knew he was right. Look, at 36, the game changes. You're not in your 20s anymore. You don't get to experiment with chaos like it's cute. Kevin reminded her, and honestly, reminded a lot of women watching, this isn't an age where you can afford to date recklessly, ignore dysfunction, or settle for confusion disguised as potential. You don't need therapy to see that situation is a disaster. You just need standards. Kevin asked one of the realest questions I've heard in a while. Are you afraid of being alone, or are you afraid of raising your standards? Because here's the truth. No woman with self-respect, emotional awareness, and options should be okay being someone's side storyline, especially not at 36. That's not dating. That's negotiating with dysfunction. This wasn't just a Kevin Samuels roast. It was a wake-up call. You're not just wasting time. You're wasting the time you can't get back. And if you're in that position, it's not about blaming the man. It's about asking yourself why you're settling for breadcrumbs, why you're tolerating confusion, and what you're really afraid of. Because you can't attract a high value outcome from a low standard mindset. Bottom line, Kevin didn't attack her. He exposed the pattern. And if you're watching this and feeling triggered, good. That means it hit where it needed to.